Okay, welcome. This is the brother Lamadia from the New York camp, giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Wakar Kwadash. So this is just something I want to respond to as regarding Governor Cuomo closing back all schools due to the COVID-19 outbreak. So my thoughts on this is the elites need to get the people more desperate in order for them to roll out their agenda. And depending on the age of the child, it make it difficult for parents to go to work and pay bills and everything that's essential for the home, at the same time trying to find childcare, leaving the parents to be desperate for the children to go back to school, which will make them more vulnerable to accept the vaccination. Now, this is just my projection. I'm not saying this was actually happening. This is just my projection. So let's read 2nd Esdras chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Now how do we measure the time? We measure the time through the prophecies and the events that the prophets wrote about. That's how we know when the time is close, and we pay attention to current events and what's happening in the news, what bills are being passed, what laws are being passed, what's going on in the world. Okay? And it reads, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3, therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we see that right now. You see a lot of earthquakes, and we see a lot of uproars. You have certain countries uproaring about the national shutdown. You have uproars about the Trump supporters versus the Biden supporters, the Antifas and the Black Lives Matter. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginning and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So the way we're going to escape these things is by faith. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils. Now the word perils means dangers. So we're going to be preserved from the dangers that's going to come on the earth. Because right now things are heating up, but the heat going to intensify. And it reads, and it shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Now this is 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And that's what's the world is seeking for right now. They seeking peace and safety. They hoping that this whole virus thing pass by, and the way things used to be come right back. And then sudden destruction come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Verse 4. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Meaning, we watching. We know of the prophecies. We know what to expect. So when these events do come, it's not going to catch us by surprise, because we've been waiting. Do we know the exact day? No, we don't know the exact day. But we know the time we live in it. We know how close it is. On verse 5. Ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. So what it means to be asleep? To be asleep means not to be involved in the scriptures. That's why it speaks about to be sober, where sober means to be clear-minded and be focused. Because when a person is drunk, that person is mentally impaired. So the Lord don't want us to be spiritually impaired. He wants us to be, spiritually sober. So let's go from there to Matthew 24, and let's see what that says. Verse 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh. So the Lord is referencing as the times and the events to come, as the seasons on the earth. So the Lord's referencing the events that's coming on the earth as the seasons. Just like when you go into winter, and then you have February, which is usually the coldest month of the year, and then you cross over to March and April. That's when the trees begin to start budding, and the leaves start to grow. Then the next, and we know through that summer is near. So the same thing with what's happening now. We see certain bills are being passed into law. We see the social conditioning to receive the vaccination and the mark of the beast. So we know that eventually that the microchip is going to be mandatory. We see that through the times. Verse 33. So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all things be fulfilled. So all things have to be fulfilled. So America is not going to be destroyed until the microchip become mandatory. And then the destruction is going to happen right after, because the Lord set up sequence of events to play out. Verse 35. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. So everything that the Lord said is going to happen is going to play out, because the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. And in fact, the Lord had put his word before him. Verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So the Most High is the only one that knows the exact day, the exact time, the exact season and second when everything gonna kick off. And those are the things the Most High kept back to himself. Okay? Even Yahushua don't know. But the Lord gave us prophecies to measure with. And that's how we know. That's how we know it when it's approaching. Same way you might be outside and the clouds start getting dark. You don't know exactly when the rain gonna pour, but you know it's coming. You may start feeling a couple drops hit you in the forearm, hit you in your cheek. So you know eventually it's gonna rain. That's the same thing with the prophecies. But the exact second when it's gonna rain, we don't know. Verse 37. But as the day of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. So the Lord is referencing as the time of Noah. They was living their regular life, going about their life, and Noah warned them of the events that was going to take place, but they chose not to listen. So it's going to be the same way in this time. People going to be taking Instagram photos, doing TikTok videos, going to college, living their day by day life until the destruction come, or when the destruction hit. Verse 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then should two be in the field, the one should be taken and the other left. Two women should be grinding at the mill, the one should be taken and the other left. And that represents the elect being delivered. That's how we're going to be taken. We're going to be taken into the chariots, what the people identify as UFOs. So the elect is going to be beamed up and delivered. So with that, I'm going to close. And again, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Mukar Kodash. Peace.